When it comes to good observability solutions and root cause analysis, telemetry data is only part of the picture. What turns a pile of traces into a meaningful discovery is organization and application context, like who owns a service or what a cluster stands for. So let's give at groundcover that context. You could always wire this up over remote MCP. However, first-class connectors make it easier. You don't have to request API access through an admin. Instead, you connect org-wide with OAuth in a single click, and the connector is available across your platform. Connecting is only half of it. From a connector settings, you decide what it's allowed to do. Toggle individual tool calls off, force certain actions behind an approval gate, or block them outright. The agent also has the same RBAC, same budget the admin set for your user. It can only see what you can see, and it can't spend what you can't. Now the tools work together. A monitor fires and the alert lands in Slack. We go straight from the thread into the investigation. It pulls a live ground cover chart of the API gateway error rate, plus a breakdown of 500 errors by service and endpoint. We learned the front end also swallowed the 502. Every user who checked out during the window saw an order confirmed page, yet no order was created. We can also view this issue firing in the monitor's issue page and dive into details there, but let's check out a relevant RUM session instead. We ask the agent to return affected RUM sessions from the agent and use the session ID or user email to dive into the user session. In groundcover, we take a look at the sessions over time, exceptions, and the actual RUM session where the error was present. We can see that the user thinks they bought something even though they didn't. We can also review the trace waterfall. The investigation's done. The natural next step is to create a ticket, so we ask at groundcover to make one. Before it writes anything, it stops. Since we asked for approval to be required on all of the tools it calls, we can see the guardrails in action. It asks for approval for list teams, save issue, and list issue labels. An agent that can act in your system should never do it silently. We approve each step. The agent creates 2 issues, one for the backend team about the payment gateway cascade, and one for the front-end team around the fake confirmation shown to users. The tickets lands in linear. It includes the root cause, the cascade, the affected users, the fixes, and the follow-ups. It has everything the next engineer needs to ship the fix instead of rederiving the incident from scratch. Now, you don't have to type all of this investigation every time. This can also be turned into a skill in groundcover. This skill ties the whole investigation sequence together. Load the monitor, investigate traces, logs, metrics in parallel, and file the ticket. Now let's watch a coworker run it. He ran that skill in groundcover. Now he comes back to the Slack thread and just asks, has a ticket already been created for this? And it knows one has already. The same agent has the same memory no matter where I called it from. It doesn't file a duplicate. It tells me the one that already exists. None of this is really about Slack or linear. It's what happens when your observability agent stops working from telemetry alone. Connect the tools your team already uses, and context flows in. What your clusters mean, what your users did, what your team already decided. The agent then writes back into those same tools. Tickets that carry a full root cause, threads that turn an alert into a shared investigation, dashboards and widgets that prompt the next good question. That output becomes context for the next investigation.